Aquatics Nation, this is your community, and I am your host of the Aquatics Today podcast, Jamal Hill. So strap in whether you're on your way to work or you're already there. Let's get inspired. Let's get it going.
Good morning, Aquatics Nation. We're back. We're here. You're up and you're at it. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning, Tuesday, May the 10th. We've got the Lifeguard Recruitment Summit coming up in just over a week right now. The Lifeguard Recruitment Summit will be going down. Amazing speakers, amazing lineup. We've got Paralympians, we've got recruiters from the Navy, we've got digital recruiters from the online space, you name it. We've even got regional directors of one of the top 5 largest aquatics counties in the country. So you're not going to want to miss that. Make sure you tune in. Just go to lifeguardrecruitment.com for more information on that. Other than that, we also have our Aquatics Roundtable coming up. That's happening this Thursday. So the 200 top directors across the country were invited. All 200, unfortunately, won't be able to take a seat at the roundtable. Not at this time. So the waiting list is already opened up. But for those of you who have been able to make it in, and for those of you who are going to go ahead and still try and get in, and maybe you'll get in on that waiting list, I want you to go to aquaticsdirector.com. And this is an opportunity to weigh in on the open letter that I delivered last week. I hand delivered this letter to the Biden administration in our nation's capital in Washington, D.C., on behalf of the aquatics community and the resources that not only we need, but that we ourselves possess and are ready to activate in partnership with one another and in partnership with our politicians, in partnership with those who are making the laws for this country to ensure the safety of our communities and aquatic environments. That's all going down really soon. So one event this week, and then we've got that big public event, Lifeguard Recruitment Summit, absolutely free, going on next week. This week's inspirational quote of the day is actually brought to us by the International Swimming Foundation. Yes, May 15th is International Water Safety Day, and International Water Safety Foundation. May 15th is International Water Safety Day. International Water Safety Day was designed to help spread global awareness of the ongoing drowning pandemic and educate youth in becoming safer in and around water. So all this stuff goes hand in hand. Even this Lifeguard Recruitment Summit, did you know that there's a 1 in 18 million chance of a person drowning while there's a lifeguard on duty? I promise you, it is all connected. So thank you so much for that quote today. International Water Safety Foundation. Here goes some words of encouragement. Listen to this. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. That is former President John F. Kennedy. One more time. There are risks and costs to action, but they are far less than the long-range risks of comfortable inaction. Aquatics Nation, today's episode is titled Tell Stories That Save Lives. Ultimately, what I'm saying is that we have to start telling stories that inspire action. I'm not sure if you're familiar with my story. I hope you are, but there was a time when I was paralyzed, bedridden, couldn't move anything from my neck down. And you know what? Through resilience, faith, time, a little bit of luck, a strong family, some love from God, I was able to not only relearn how to walk, but I was able to go on to become one of those lifeguards we were just talking about. And from there, I was able to go on to become ultimately one of the top swimmers in the world in the Paralympic movement. Do you hear what I'm saying? There are gems all around us. So often we hear stories, and I say this with a heart full of gratitude, a heart full of awareness of the troubles, but I only tend to hear stories from parents of children that have drowned. And that's important. We need to hear that. Like, we need to know these people's names. We need to know the names of their family, because ultimately these are people that we failed. What I'm saying is that we also need inspiring stories to reach them before. How do we get those parents, how do we get those kids' attention before tragedy strikes? You gotta tell a good story. There's gotta be an entertainment value. Trust me, your staff, they've got stories. Somebody on your staff is a first generation American. They have a story of what it took for them to get here. Someone on your staff learned how to swim recently. I promise you, they learned how to swim in the last 5 years. They have a story. Someone on your staff, their mom still doesn't know how to swim, and they're a lifeguard. We want to tell inspiring stories. We want to share. We want to share these stories, because these are the stories that ultimately save lives. It's relationships that are saving lives. When people feel connected, that's when they invest. That's when they listen. That's when they care, right? One of my favorite sayings is, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So, Aquatics Nation, just a quick message for you today, something to think about. Don't get caught up in inaction. Don't get caught up in making this perfect. Start sharing. Number one, start communicating and knowing the people around you, in your facility, in your community, and grab hold of those inspiring stories. Learn them first. That's number one. I'm not even going to give you a next step. We'll talk again. I'll have a part 2 to this episode about how you apply it, how you share it. But step number one, I want you to go out and I want you to collect 5 inspiring stories that have the power to save someone's life. That have the power to save someone's life from drowning. As always, it's your brother Jamal Hill here at Aquatics today. Go forth. All right? Suit up. Take that dive and be the hero.